Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. Well, today we're busy in the kitchen. We're multitasking. Cheyenne's got supper cooking, and I'm working on getting a bunch of things made up. Our church annual fish fry is tomorrow, and so we have a lot of different dishes that we're taking. The church provides the fish and the hush puppies, and then we take all of the sides, the vegetables, the desserts, and so we have a lot of stuff that we're going to make. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to make a couple of different tartar sauces to take. The first recipe that we're going to be making today is just a regular tartar sauce. I'm going to take them in these canning jars with the lids on them. They're easy for me to make and put in the fridge tonight so the flavors can kind of melt together, and then they stay nice and chilled. This is mayonnaise based, and so we want to be careful. The weather has cooled off, but it's still, we still have to be careful with mayonnaise based products. And so this fish fry that we're going to is an annual fish fry that our little country church has had for years and years and years. It used to have there used to be lots and lots of people that came out from all around the different churches, just as a big fellowship thing. And we have music. Different churches bring their people that like to sing. They play their guitars and all the different musical instruments back there. Usually just kind of country singing and kind of like a singing and dinner on the grounds. And we had to miss it the year of COVID. Everything was canceled, of course. And then the next year, I didn't go to it. But we're getting back in there. But I'll be honest with you, the crowds are getting smaller and smaller. These are older churches around here that seems like the congregations are older. And so anyway, we'll make these dishes up, and we'll enjoy the fellowship that we share with everybody. In this jar, I have 1 cup of mayonnaise. Now, everybody has their favorite mayonnaise. I have my favorite too. I have tried to make homemade mayonnaise, and I am not very good at it, but some of you have shared with me ideas on how to make it work, and I'm going to give it another shot. But today I'm just going to use store-bought mayonnaise. 1 cup of mayonnaise. To that, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of small diced onion. Now, you can definitely add onion powder if you would rather have that. I'm gonna add this though in there, and you could leave it out altogether. It's your tartar sauce, so you customize it the way you like it. So to that mayonnaise and onion, I'm going to add a 1/4 of a cup of dill relish. Some people use sweet relish. My family doesn't like sweet relish. I'm going to use a teaspoon of lemon juice. And then salt and pepper to taste. Now this is white pepper. This is white pepper, and I'm just going to use a little bit, just a smidge. That's probably too much of a smidge right there, to be honest. And I'm going to add a little salt, a little bit of salt, and get this mixed up. I'm going to use my little whisk from Rita. I love this thing. I use it for everything. Give it a little bit of a taste and see if something else needs to be added. I think a little bit more, honestly, a little bit more lemon juice. I added a teaspoon. I'm going to add another teaspoon. maybe a little bit more salt. It still needs to be lightened up a little bit from the mayonnaise. So I'm gonna add another probably tablespoon and a half of relish and see if I can't get it. Yeah. And I got one more idea. Okay, after all that, guys, what it was is I forgot to put the sugar in it. So I put about a teaspoon and a half of sugar. You absolutely do not have to put sugar. It's just according to your taste, but it definitely needed sugar. I think you got a little much sugar. And it definitely needed sugar. And I got this all stirred, and I will get this in the refrigerator and let it cool. Okay, the next sauce is a spicy sauce, and it uses Old Bay. It's a tartar sauce, but it's a spicy tartar sauce. And if I sneeze, I'll just let you know ahead of time. I cannot usually work with Old Bay without it making me sneeze. Hopefully nobody else has to sneeze, but it will make me. Okay, so we're going to start out with another cup of mayonnaise, whatever mayonnaise is your favorite mayonnaise, and to that I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of relish. Now this is where the difference is in people adding sweet relish and people adding dill relish. I told you my family doesn't like the sweet relish. In that last recipe, we needed the sweet and we added the sugar, and we would have gotten some of that from the relish. But if they're not going to eat it because of them knowing that there's sweet relish in it, I just as soon put sugar. To that, I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half, or 2 to 2 tablespoons of minced onion right in there. I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I went over a little bit, y'all, don't tell nobody. And I'm going to add maybe about that much white pepper, maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add the Old Bay. And the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of Old Bay. Get that poured in there. And now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to mix it, and I'm going to adjust it. And see if we like it. Oh, I did forget one thing on this one as well. I forgot 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And we'll get that right in there, and we'll see if we come up with something we like. I've still got pies to bake and desserts to make, and I'm going to make a baked beans and a corn salad, and I've got bacon cooked here ahead of time for the baked beans. I'll make those tomorrow. I've got the onions fried up ahead of time. I like having some of that stuff done. I'll get the veggies cut this evening for the corn salad, and I'll try my best to bring you guys along when we're making the corn salad. And I've showed it to you before, but we'll spend a little bit of time together in the kitchen, and I get those pies made and some of the other desserts made, and have fun. All right, here's the big test here for the Old Bay. actually, this is not very spicy at all. So I'm thinking that I could probably add a little bit more of the Old Bay. Just remember that there is some pepper at the back of your tongue, so it might possibly get a little hotter as it sets. But I am going to go ahead and add just a smidge more. Hope I don't regret that. And we'll see what we come up with. Get my big meaty hand out of y'all's way so you can see. Now this is definitely a little bit thinner of a sauce than what the tartar sauce is. But I'm going to give it a taste and see. We're going to take a break and eat our supper. Cheyenne's got that finished, and I've got the two tartar sauces prepared. Cheyenne likes the spicy one, and so we're going to put those in the fridge and let them meld and taste them again in the morning, see if there's anything else that needs to be added to them. I got a friendship bread starter going again. This is one of the ones that I had stored in the freezer after the last bread that I made. I stored the starts and took one out, let it come to temperature, then put it in the jar and got it started by feeding it a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, a cup of milk, and then in 10 days there's a process that you go through. You feed it halfway through, and then we'll make bread on the 10th day. I got my onions and my bacon fried up for the baked beans. This is not a hard step, but a timely step, and so I've got this done ahead of time. And then in the morning when I assemble the the beans and get them ready to go in the oven, these will already be ready to go. I still have some cucumber and some onions to chop for a corn salad that I'm going to be making along with tomato, and I will be charring up the corn and getting the corn salad put together, and that'll be on another video. I'll show you guys. And then I've got some pies and some other cakes to make, and we will get this all ready for the fish fry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. It's been noisy here today. Little Britches is right here playing. And okay guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break and get some supper eaten, and then it'll be back to work. And so we'll see you on the next video. Until next time, guys, this is Josie. I love you. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. We're gone.